Oh, we got a super juicy guest today for everyone. If you guys already haven't known Philip Lemoine on TikTok, on YouTube, on everywhere else, the man is amazing. What a great videographer, what a great food content creator, and just a wholesome guy. I'm pretty sure you'll understand why when you listen to the podcast and when you see it on the actual video format of this. And I suggest you watch that instead. But other than that, please, warm welcome to Philip Lemoine.
First, I picked up a random shoot, and it might be like an all-day thing. So
yeah, that's all good. So the big question is, what did the orthodontist say?
Man, fuck! I gotta wear my I gotta wear a. Oh, can I cuss? Oh yeah, you said
yes, absolutely.
Fuck. I fucking. I'm all good. I got my Invisalign. It was my last Invisalign treatment. So I thought I didn't have to wear aligners anymore, and they like scanned me for a retainer. And then I was like, oh, okay, cool. So when I come pick up my retainer, you guys will explain everything. And then they're like, yeah. And I was like, so I just got to wear it at night. And they're like, oh no, actually you got to wear this one like every day, all day for the next 9 months. Then we'll put you on the nighttime ones. I was like, man, what the fuck? Like I thought this whole time I didn't have to wear it, but you know, I'm so used to it. I've had them for over 2 years. It's just like a daily routine now, but it would have been nice not to have them, but my teeth are straight.
Yeah, nice and shiny too. Damn,
dude. So it's so funny because I went to the dentist yesterday, and I haven't been since 2018, bro. And it's funny because like, man, he called me out. He's first of all, like I've tried to take care of my teeth because I think it's really important to me. Like if I'm having a conversation with somebody or if I'm in a professional environment, it makes me feel really confident. And needless to say, man, he put me in my place yesterday. He's like, hey, you got a sweet tooth? And I'm like, he's like, I can tell because you have 2 cavities in between your teeth.
Oh man.
And he's like, you look really fit, but he's like, this is a direct result of diet. And I'm like, I got a sweet tooth. He's like, well, listen, the biggest mistake that people make is eating too many sweets. When you eat sweets, you coat your teeth. Well, he went through this whole spiel. And it was funny because when you mentioned that this morning, I'm like, yeah, dude, I was embarrassed at the dentist yesterday. But it's okay. I'll get it sorted out. I feel good about it. It's not a big deal. Because I've never had braces or a retainer. And I've always tried to take care of my teeth. And I think it's really important, especially if you're going to be on cam.
Yeah, what's funny is I never really cared about my teeth, and I had really crooked teeth. Not that I didn't care about them, but I didn't care about how they looked or anything. And then that's all I would see when I was editing my videos. I was like, dude, my bottom 2 teeth were just like crazy. And the big thing too is I actually love to floss and like floss my teeth, not floss. And I couldn't floss in between those teeth anymore because it was so crowded and it would break. And the dentist was saying like, yeah, we got to like constantly clean this area for you, and it's becoming an issue, and it could get really bad. And then long story short, it just led to braces. So I'm much happier now with them, and yeah, I'm pretty stoked.
They look great.
Yeah, thank you.
So let's hop in. So first of all, for the people that are listening and tuning in, what can you give us a 3 to 5 minute summary of Philip and what led you to this point in content creation?
Yeah, I didn't even know we were live. I thought we were just talking shit.
No, always rolling. We're always rolling.
Yeah. Okay, so what was the question? 3 to 5 minutes about me?
Yeah, like summary of yourself. How you grew up, and just just like a short summary, and then jumping into how you became a content creator.
Yeah, pretty short and sweet. I started shooting video when I was like in 6th grade. And that was in 1996, and I was filming skating videos. I was a rollerblader. I liked to rollerblade, and it was more like X Games, and everything was really big. And I was filming with my dad's old VHS camera that he handed down to me after we moved here to Hawaii. And then, just long story short, I just got really into video, and I've been shooting ever since. And then I started a wedding video production company in 2010. And then I went full-time shooting weddings here in Hawaii. And then pandemic hit. I didn't have any weddings because everything got canceled because no one could socially gather. And I was like, well, I think I'm just going to like make YouTube videos. So I'm passionate about all kinds of things. So like I made a bunch of different types of videos, from like how to shoot wedding videos to how we like to try and live like plastic free and our hippie life and just like blogging in Hawaii, and then cooking videos because I enjoy cooking, and the cooking videos really stuck. And then actually what's funny is my very first YouTube video that I made was the very first video that blew up. And then once the pandemic hit, it really accelerated. I went from 1,000 subscribers to over 30,000 subscribers in like 4 months. And then I was like, you know what, I think I want to do the food thing. So I started making a bunch of food videos, and then short form vertical videos was kind of big. TikTok and everything started blowing up, and I was jumping in. I don't know if you guys are ever on Clubhouse or anything, but
yeah.
So I was jumping in a lot of the Clubhouse things, and Eli and Mark from Food Beast, they were holding a bunch of ones like every Wednesday or Friday. And what was great about their rooms was that they're very specific on like, they were just looking at people's Instagrams for content. They're like, we're just looking for people's Instagram content so we can reshare it on Food Beast. And I learned so much in there because I learned like, what are they looking for? What do they look for in vetting other content creators to repost their stuff? So I learned a lot about like video structure and, like starting with that really engaging shot. And anyways, it kind of just took off. I learned everything from them, and I just kind of honed it into my own content. And now I'm a fucking food content creator. It's crazy.
Yeah. So Casey, so it is crazy because I gotta be honest, like anytime anybody asks me for filming or what kind of camera I got, what kind of mic I use, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, listen, this is not my expertise. I do not feel comfortable talking on this, but these are my top 3 favorite video creators, and you are in that top 3.
Yeah,
and
I remember you made that video on TikTok.
Yeah, and it's true because like, I don't know, man, and I don't mean to be like fanboy out here, but like Casey, the way we met is Philip was like, hey, if you're open to feedback, I think your focus is a little off on this saute pan. And I immediately reached out to him because I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how to video. I'm not a videographer. I'm not a cinematographer. I don't claim to be. I'm just a chef. But here's the thing: I know it's important to know, and I taught myself via YouTube University on how to edit videos, shooting, and all this good stuff. And let me tell you something, Philip, you helped me very much. If you look at the quality of my videos compared to last year, my dog, say no to like auto ISO, say no to autofocus. Like, bro, I have learned so much just from your YouTube videos on, how to create food videos, and not only that, your content in general. And it's crazy because like you can tell the difference between somebody who knows how to do videos, to shoot videos, and the difference with somebody that doesn't really have any experience in that. And the biggest thing that helped me out, because I shoot with an A7 III, and there's no screen, I can look at myself. So there's 2 things that really helped me out, that the 2 words of advice that you gave me that like fucking changed the game for me. And one of them was like, hey, maybe you should look at an external screen, because if you don't see yourself, you don't know if you're in focus or not. And like, here's how you play with the settings to get the results you want. Dude, if you didn't hold my hand to that process, I'm telling you, it wouldn't have worked out. And also the other one was, what was the other one? I don't remember.
I think it was lighting or something. You trying to figure out lighting or white balance or something.
Yeah. And it was like, if we didn't have, we hopped on a phone call and we started talking, and like, dude, it really helped me out, man. And it's like, it's crazy because like the video quality of like this year compared to last year, night and day difference, man.
Dude, I'm super pumped on that. And like, what's funny is I think we're the opposite. I don't know shit about cooking. I'm not a chef. I'm just a regular ass person that I'm just trying to learn how to cook. You know what I mean? That's like where my videos are. I'm just like, oh, I'm not saying here's how to do this. It's I'm gonna try and do this. Watch me make it, right? So but I know about video. You know what I mean? I'm confident in my videography skills. So what I actually learned through 2021 was that I'm more passionate about helping people make cooking videos than I am about making the actual cooking videos. Because I feel like an imposter putting myself on the internet, sharing recipes. And I don't even make these recipes. They're just recipes that I found that I made them my own. I feel like recipes are just a template. Anyways. But yeah, so it's just this weird transition that I'm trying to go through right now with the food space, I guess you could say. Yeah.
Well, I gotta admit, you're doing a great job, man. I really enjoy your content. Like seriously, like dude, sometimes the videos I watch, because like, and tell me I'm not wrong here, Philip. I think video creators, like the people who are actually in the industry and video editors, I think they're underrated. I think they're totally underrated, man. And like, here's the thing, man. Like, I gotta admit, I took a snapshot of my content creation and I realized that the editing part for me was just too much of a time suck. It just took too much of my bandwidth. And like, you know what made me realize that is I did a collab with Woodfire Whiskey, and to make a long story short, we get done with the collab, okay? And then, he has to drive back to Turlock, which is like an hour and a half away. And at 8:40 at night, he's like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and edit these videos for us, these 3 videos, and I'll send them to you. And then I think we should post tonight. And I'm like, what? I'm like, excuse me, sir? And he's like, yeah, don't worry. And then, dude, I swear to God, within an hour, bro, he fucking sent all 3 of us the video. And I was like, how the fuck did you edit that so fast? It takes me anywhere from 3 to 6 hours to edit sometimes even longer. If I go down the rabbit hole and try to pick a song or like try to freaking, oh my God. And then you get into color grading and it's just like, it became too much. And guess what? I love the content creation. I don't mind shooting the footage and making sure I'm in shot. Oh, that was the big tip you gave me. Shoot the scene. I was one of the creators that would just keep the camera running. So I would have, 15 gigs of footage for 5 minutes, and it was just ridiculous. So anyway, Philip, that was one thing that I still carry to this day that really changed the game for me. So I shoot short clips of the shot.
Yeah, just shoot to edit, right? You don't need to show you peeling 5 potatoes.
Yeah.
In a 30-second video, you got 1 peel. That's all you're getting, right? 1 or 2. And then so realistically, you just got to peel like 4 times, cut. Because you're just going to use like a second of that sometimes, So,
exactly.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny is, so I outsource my editing now. I use Video Husky.
Oh,
yeah.
Good for you, man.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think it's so worth it. Like I am able to create so much more content. The only thing I will say is they don't work 7 days a week like my fucking crazy ass. So, like,
that's what I don't get. Like so I feel like content creators and everything, they are underrated because people can easily watch that and say like, they can criticize it. They can criticize the video, the content or whatever, but they don't realize like, dude, this shit took me like 20 hours. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like not just the filming and the editing, but I had to go buy these groceries. You know what I mean? I had to prep all of this at the house. I'm doing all this other shit that you don't see. You just saw a 1-minute snippet of what took me almost 2 days, And that's why I feel like it's underrated. And then what's crazy to me is that we have people like you who have a whole nother fucking job. And I'm like, bro, like, I don't know how people stay consistent and have other kids. Like, dude, I don't even got kids. I got nothing. Yeah. And it's and then I see other people posting. I'm like, dude, I have 0 excuses on why I'm not like showing up right now,
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, if you notice, like in the last month, I've been going hard in the paint. I really want to throw everything I got at this, because I'm truly passionate about it. I love being a chef. Don't get me wrong, but I also love content creation, and I love the fact of creating my own small brand, Chef Authorized. And I know it's a marathon; it's not a sprint. But I'll tell you what, man. When I record that footage, uploading it to the Google Drive, and then I send that link off and get a video back in 2 days. It's so worth it. It's so worth it, Philip. And here's the thing: the YouTube video. Wait until you see this YouTube video I'm going to post. Dude, they did such a better job. That's their specialty, is like YouTube.
That's great, man.
That's
awesome.
And the thing I didn't take in consideration is they already have all the assets, the After Effects, the graphics, the color grading, the audio grading. They do all of that. And so like a good example is, and I did the math, I pay like $600 a month, but that is for an editor. That's for an editor 5 days a week. They're out of the Philippines.
Yeah. Dude, and, I need that connect.
Yeah. Seriously. It's really good, dude. I'll hook you up, man. They like, it's worth it. I thought it was expensive off the top, right? Because I don't know, but like, I gotta admit, I think it's so worth the value because they edited and filmed within a 30-day period 33 TikToks for me.
Holy shit,
that's a lot.
33, and
dude, I'm saying that's a deal.
And the thing is like, what I have told them is like, I'm looking for quantity kind of over quality. I'm not looking for like transitions and fast cuts. I'm looking for like just social media.
Yeah, consistent straight cuts, right?
Yeah, because like what I realize is it's more important, for me, especially for TikTok and IG. It's like for me, what's like, that, just as well, like, even though we shoot in 4K, like, you could get away with an iPhone, but we're just taking it to the next step. And I will be honest, I think it's worth it for me because, sponsors and sponsorship posts, they want to see that high quality. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's just the way of the world. I think so. If you're out there, no, you don't need a mirrorless camera or a DSLR camera to make content. You can start with your iPhone. I started with my iPhone. I think whatever's easiest for you to be most consistent is very important for you to take in consideration. But I gotta be honest, man, when I send that footage off and I don't have to deal with it, because here's the thing, I would stay up from 10 to 1 to 2 in the morning editing the TikTok for the next day. Mm-hmm. And it was just taking me down. But now, bro, it is like,
that's what I want to do. Like my goal now is like this year is to get an intern. So I actually want someone to come and film me too. Because it's a pain to like shoot, and I committed to doing I'd committed to 4 cooking videos a month and then 2 YouTube, like how to make cooking videos a month.
Nice.
And from that though, I've been trying to figure out ways that I can kind of stretch a recipe, right? So like if I make a recipe, it's like, how can I pull like 5 or 6 shorts or TikToks out of this? Like, oh, here's the technique that I learned, or like, here's the tool that I'm using to cook this. Have you heard about this? This is how it works, right? Then like sous vide, for example, right? And then I show my immersion circulator, and I have a whole 1 minute, 45-second video on how an immersion circulator works, right? Then I cook this steak. Here's a video on how I like to cook steaks, right? And then when that steak was part of a recipe with other things, right? So then it's like, so then I have that one meal video too. Here's the whole meal version. And then, I made a sauce for that steak. Here's the sauce video, right? So in that one day, I was able to pull like 5 or 6 videos out of that one recipe, right? And then from that's one long form YouTube video as well, where it's just like a longer 4 to 6 minute steak video, right? Or whatever it is, right?
You know what? I'm so with you. And that's why I'm transitioning more into YouTube because, I got to be honest, and I'm just being honest. YouTube is where the bag is at.
Yeah, 100%.
Right?
100%.
Like, there's no doubt. Like, listen, YouTube is where the bag is at, and like, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like with the longer form YouTube videos, I'm able to explain myself, and I'm able to like take my time, and people are genuinely interested in watching. I feel like with TikTok and Instagram. So what I was getting at is basically what I have Video Husky doing now is like they'll edit the YouTube video, but then they also export 2 social videos, right, from that YouTube video. Perfect. Just scale in, and you'll see this one that I'm gonna post, dude. They did such a better job to me. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I can create the thumbnail via Canva. I'm not worried about that, but like, they did such a good job, and they did such a good job with the TikToks and the IG videos. But I have to be honest, it took some training and some back and forth.
But once you hone them in, right? Once you teach them what to do, then they can just replicate. Because after that, you just teach them the system, right? And then,
exactly. But I'll be honest, man, if somebody could shoot for me, you're right. That would just be clutch,
it's such a fucking bitch to like, dude, I made pasta from scratch for the first time, and I like mixed it, and then I want to change the angle, and I got freaking like my camera looked like I freaking battered it, and then I'm about to fry it. So it's just like, or I got chicken fingers or something, right? Or like,
yeah, you know what, Philip? Sometimes I just keep it moving. I won't even change the angle. And it's like, because here's the thing, I would get caught up in like, a good example is for me on my stove, my overhead light is just too bright. It's just, I look, you'll see it. I made a tornado egg, and I was so focused on this technique, and I could see the screen and I could see the zebras, and I'm just like, fuck it. I don't care. Because I can't stop. I'm not gonna stop. I'm like, it's gonna be the ISO is all off, or the aperture. But I was like, it's fine, because sometimes I let some stuff go, but at least I'm aware and I know for next time. But the thing is I need a light that's a softer light. Like, I have this big one here, but it's just like,
I wish I could show you mine. I got up there. It's just like it looks like a China ball lantern,
Yeah, that's the one I want.
Stand that just sits over.
Yeah, and because that's the one I noticed. But like, dude, I'll be honest. Hopefully, my wife's not listening. But if I buy any more video equipment, bro,
your wife's gonna kill you.
My stuff just lives in the kitchen now. And you know what I loved is I watched your organization video on, you showed all your tools in your toolbox and how everything's organized in the espresso machine and all that. And it made me really look at my space different. Like, yes, this is a kitchen, a home kitchen, but it's also my workspace, right? Like, this is where I work. This is actually my job now. I create content. How can I really create a space that is where everything needs to be, where I don't need to like, it's already a bitch to just set up, right? Like I'm already like exhausted. I'm tired. I can't even imagine you after work or before a shift, like saying like, all right, I got to pump out this recipe video. And that's hard, right? And then it's like, I got to set the gear up. There's all these friction points. How can I create the least amount of friction so I can just show up, knock this shit out, and then it's just like clean, consistent, easy. So I kind of started rearranging our kitchen and had the lights set up and everything, and slowly starting to kind of dial that in. And I'm just already noticing like stuff is where I need it. I can grab it here and there. And it's almost like I don't know what a commercial kitchen is or like a professional kitchen, but I can only imagine, your pots and pans aren't in the drawers where you got to take pots out to pull another one in. It's hanging up top. You're moving quick. I need to grab this tool out of here or there. And it's everywhere within arm's reach. Right. So
you know what, you made a great point, Philip. And like, I think the organization, as far as like, because I shoot in batches, so I'll shoot 5 videos in one shot, and I try to keep it to a 4-hour block. And, I took this advice from you, is I set up the night before, and I was like, hey, listen, when you make breakfast, don't fuck my shit up. Make the toast and the eggs, but I have the camera set up, everything's plugged in, everything is, everything is charged, and it really helps streamline my shooting. And I have to admit, it's so funny because like the recipes and the techniques and the mise en place for the cooking part, super easy. Where I'm not confident is the shooting, the filming, and like, making sure like my angle's correct. And like, I'll be honest, what has absolutely just changed my life is the sunlight in California. So I have so from 11 to 2 p.m., it's a really good time to shoot. And then from 4 to 6 before the sun goes down, there's this beautiful natural sunlight. Absolutely gorgeous. But guess what? I got kids. I got a wife. Like, I'm telling them to be quiet right now, but they're here. Like, so the best time for me to film is at night. It's just the way it is. So it's like, I call it the chef authorized after dark. You know what I'm saying? So I've been really trying to, like, I don't know if you can see in the background, but I've been trying to build this studio, and it's really helped me out. My most recent video, I'm really happy with the lighting. It's not too yellow. It's I got the bright lights, and I'm going to start going that route, so that way I can film from start to finish without being interrupted. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the biggest thing. Like, when I'm in the mode and I'm like creating a recipe and like, being interrupted by like my kids screaming or in the background, it's just like, it's so tough because it's like I have to stop what I'm doing and then continue. And I also don't want to be the dad that is constantly telling my 5-year-old child to shut up. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of fucked up. But yeah.
Dude, that's like me. I got a bunch of neighbors that are pretty loud, and I kind of got it down to where it's like, all right, I know they get home from school around 2:30, so I need to pump this out before like 3, because once they literally just like make noise. Like they don't even, it's just straight, just yelling. Like there's not even, it's not even communicating.
Just yelling.
It's not communication. It's literally just blah, 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 blah. Like they will say just words, and I'm just like, holy shit. But it's a pain.
So you know what else I want to talk about? Casey, did you want to jump in here, or I don't want to cut you off?
I do. So hey, Phil, can I just geek out at you real quick? So I'm gonna bring out a couple of videos if you don't mind, but just to pick your brain though. I know Brandon and I would talk about this, but like, what do you shoot with? First of all, on your camera setting, and then why did you start shooting it that way? Let me just ask that, and let me bring up a video specifically. So really quickly, let's look at this. So Phil, this is you on your rice video, and I have a question after this too. So let's just watch this for a good minute.
How to make perfectly fluffy rice every time with a rice cooker. You don't need a fancy expensive one. I've been using this same busted cheap rice cooker for 10 years. I've even had to fix a melted leg on the bottom. You also don't need a measuring cup. And to prove it, I'm going to be using this little cooking sauce thing, but you can use a mug or whatever you want. Measure out as much rice as you want to cook. I'm doing 4 level scoops with this thing. Next, you want to wash the rice. I use this kind of grabbing and squeezing technique to rub the rice against itself and scrub it. Wash the rice 4 to 5 times till the water is clear, with like room temperature water. If the water is hot, it's going to start cooking the rice. Drain as much of the water out as you can, and then use the exact same container you measured the rice with to measure your water. You want a 1-to-1 ratio of rice to water. 4 scoops of rice, 4 things of water. It should pass the Asian finger measurement test. In the comments, but everyone's hand's a different size, so I don't understand how it works. Don't forget to switch it to cook. Once it's done, make sure that you fluff the rice, and
then you looped it,
boy.
right?
Yeah,
so
boy.
The question is that 2 lights? Are there two cameras, or are you just moving it as you go, as you're filming it?
Just
to
just
geek
one
out
camera, and I was just moving it around. Yeah.
Got it. And I
just
have
shoot
that
one.
same one.
I just shoot one camera.
Okay.
And you have the ZV-1, right?
I was using the ZV-1. That one is a Sony A6400.
Oh,
Nice.
okay.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what? I always respect the shit out of anybody who films rice because you know just as well as I know.
Oh my
if
gosh.
If
People
you're
went in on that.
No, but that too. But there's like a double-edged sword. So for me, I remember every time I film something white, like it's just like, like two. You know what I'm saying? And like, it constantly happens where the rice or anything white is just like zebra. Like,
so I put it into the shot first, then I adjust exposure, and then I hit record, and then I'll do it.
Yeah.
And then even same thing, like say I'm gonna put something into a pan, like a cast iron pan, right? You expose for the pan, but the pan is black, right? So then once you put anything in there, it's gonna be blown out. Especially like a sauce or something, right? So
100%.
what I'll do is I'll put, if it's already like mixed or something, I'll put a ladle of it into the shot. So I'll just scoop some with a ladle and I'll hold the ladle in the shot. Then I'll adjust the exposure for it. Then I'll take it out and I'll ladle it back in and then I'll pour it in or something.
Yeah. See, this is what you'll see with the tornado egg that I did. You'll see me like you know what? I don't know how they're gonna edit it, but like. I had committed to making this shit, and it was the best one. It was the best one, so I'm gonna keep it. But like, it is completely overexposed.
Yeah, so it's always safe to just underexpose because you can always bring it back, right? You can always enlighten it, but once you blow it out, there's no data there to where you can bring it. It's just gone, right? It's
Exactly.
Just blown out. Yeah.
Exactly, and that changed the game for me, Philip. Man, I'm telling you, it's crazy, dude. But what I was gonna say with the rice, I respect the fact anybody that's gonna film rice or like anything white because, you know. If you shoot it and like it's just blown out and rice is like, I don't know, it's for me it's just like a thorn in the side. Anything that has like it is. So that, I mean, it looked perfect, but I love how like there's two things I love about your videos. I love how like smooth they're shot, and I love the voiceover, the storytelling. You do such a better job than me. It's crazy.
No, you know what? I think I disagree with you because I think you do a good job of explaining things, and I think that's an issue that a lot of really good cooks have. What's funny about like being a food content creator is that it's easy to get shit on by like a lot of like really good cooks, right? It's like, if anything, like I'm proof, and this isn't a good thing, or I don't know if I should even brag about this, but like I'm proof that you don't need to be a good cook and be successful with cooking videos on the internet, right?
Yes.
And that's
absolutely.
And it's a bad thing in a way because you have some people that went to school for this, that are trained in all of the right techniques. They know all the shit, right? And they would look down on me because I'm not a professional or I'm not doing it right or whatever. But I think my point is like, I'm not trying to exploit cooking, right? Like I genuinely love it. I want to learn how to do it better. And I'm just trying to perfect my craft. And I'm just trying to share my experience or my journey on the internet, right? I'm not trying to educate anyone. I'm not trying to teach anyone how to do anything. I think though, my point I'm getting at though, is that there's a lot of really good chefs out there that make content, but they don't see any growth because they suck at explaining the process. Right. It's not just about or doing it in a way that's engaging or that's entertaining. Right. So it's like you can be an amazing cook and everything, but you're just a trash content creator, or you're a trash. You suck at like delivering a recipe, or you suck at like explaining directions, you know. And I think that's where, like I was saying, you do a great job of explaining the process and why. And what's even funnier is, you already know what people are going to say, and you already have another video lined up for that comment to pin it and respond because you already know they're going to ask you this, and you already premeditated the explanation for it. So if anything, you're explaining it well and then some for the bullshit that comes after you explain it. You know what I mean?
Well, hey, but that's a great point. You know, hey, look, I'm telling you, Philip, I don't know if you watched Casey's video, but we're like yin and yang, bro. I stopped responding to hate comments like a long time ago. My man lives for the hate comments. My man lives. But like, I want to talk, you know what, it's crazy because like, everything he says, he has that confidence that a chef would have in explaining themselves and like, no, this is the reason why, and let's talk about it. But Casey, how many other people on TikTok have offered to debate with you on live stream or debate in general?
None. You know
Zero.
how many I've offered to? Like, so today, or not today, yesterday, I reposted my black garlic video. Obviously, it's not black garlic. I fucking know it. But the amount of comments again, not black garlic. But I'm like, all right, let's debate. Let's talk. Let's do this. Bro, nobody. And it's over like 1,000 comments right now. So I'm just like, okay. So do we just keep trash talking? I can keep doing this back and forth. I don't care. I love it. This is my content. We keep pushing out. But yeah.
Yeah, and so Philip, another thing I want to talk about was because here's the thing. I tell a lot of young chefs ask me, like, there's 60% that want to be in a restaurant and cook and become a great cook, but there's also a percentage of young cooks and home cooks that just want to be a YouTuber or create content. And this is a new type of career. And for everybody out there, if you don't think video creation is a career, you're wrong. I'm telling you, it is a freaking career, and it is a job, and it is taken very seriously. And I tell them, like, hey, don't waste your time. If you want to be a content creator, just start posting videos. Just commit to posting videos. I know this sounds counterintuitive because I'm a chef and I want more chefs, but you don't need any type of credentials to be able to make food videos and make recipes online. And also, I think what people don't realize is, bitch, we all started at 0 followers. We all did.
Yeah.
We all started at 0 followers. Now, what people can't get over is what other people are going to think about when they post that video. And I had that same perception. What are my chef friends going to think? Because there's a big split down the middle between professional chefs and TV chefs. And unfortunately, video creators fall in the TV chef category. And you know what? I just owned it. I just fucking owned it. And I'm like, listen, I know my videos are trash, but I'm just going to go for it. And I'm just going to be myself. Because guess what I realized? People invest in you as the creator. And here's the thing. I watch Philip's. Anytime Philip or Casey's video pops up, I double click right away. Because I know it's going to be legit. And I like you guys as creators. And I think that's really important to note. So I try to tell the young chef that wants to be a YouTuber or a content creator or a food blogger or whatever the case may be, just start posting. Get used to it. How do you deal with the hate comments as a video creator, but not a chef? How do you deal with the criticism on the food aspect?
Fuck, man, I'm so petty. So I'll go in on those too, and I'll just like, I'll like go back and forth all day. You know what I mean? Or I just troll back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It depends where I'm at. It's really bad when I'm drinking. If I look at the comments when I'm drunk, I have to go back the next day and delete those because I'll just be like,
wow.
Not that I'm just more like I have anxiety after that. Like, oh God, I'm hungover. Like, what did I say? Like, oh man, I look so petty, right? Because I'm just like shitting on these people. My worry now about shitting on people in the comments is brand deals. I'm more worried, like, I have this big brand deal with this company or future brand deals. All they have to do is look at my comment section and see that I'm just like, go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? Or like something like that. And like, they're gonna be like, ooh, I don't know if we want to work with this guy because he is like that. So I'm trying to make an effort I'm trying really hard to make an effort to just not respond anymore.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll even just, especially with TikTok or whatever, I'll just block them or delete them, or I will sometimes see. Here's the thing that's wrong about this, though. It's like the responsibility is put on us as content creators to understand that the people that are leaving these comments are just hurt inside, right? They're just hurt themselves. And the only way they're going to feel better about it is if they just shit on someone else, right? But I know that. I know that's why they're leaving bad comments, especially when they're not even helpful. You know what I mean? I can see some comments where they're like, hey, you did that wrong. I would recommend this next time, compared to like, that looks like shit, or you fucking suck, or whatever. It's just obvious, like just blatantly negative, right? But it's weird. It's like almost our response. Like if I were to say something bad back, like, go fuck yourself, I look bad, not that person, right? I look bad for like saying something negative back to this person because they just hurt my feelings. Genuinely, they just they just hurt my feelings, just shit on me, right? My hard work. And it's almost like it makes me look bad, which I think is like messed up, because at the end of the day, it's like you're coming into my space to shit on me, you know? And then when they say, well, you put it on the internet, what do you expect? It's like, that doesn't give you entitlement to say anything you want. You know what I mean? You're entitled to an opinion, I guess, but you know, to just come in that space and just shit on me is like, I don't think it's cool. But yeah, I guess without all that being said, what I just do now is I just don't entertain it, or I'll just block them. I'll just delete it, or I'll block them, especially on TikTok where the comments are
absolutely ridiculous.
And I get a lot of really bad ones because I don't know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a chef. I'm not professionally trained. I say the wrong words. I do the wrong things. I overcook or undercook the stuff. I make something that is very not authentic. You know what I mean? And I'm all bad. And so I get a lot of really bad comments, you know, and
does that affect the way you create when you're creating? Like, oh, somebody's going to talk shit about this? Like,
sometimes, but sometimes it encourages me to create some content. Like, I made American tacos, and I talked about how, you know, these aren't authentic tacos. I'm half white and half Filipino, and my parents I'm an American. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a legit, like, quote unquote, what an American person is. My dad was in the military. My Filipino mom made American tacos, and I grew up eating that, and I love it. It's
me too.
Crunchy taco shells that are covered
El Paso,
covered in nacho cheese and all the stuff. And I was like, I love them. You know what I mean? So I'm going to make this video on it and share one of the foods that I love. And I already know I'm going to get shit on. But my biggest worry is misrepresenting a culture, you know, or misrepresenting something. I never want to exploit another culture's food or anything like that. It's never my intention. It's really just to say, like, hey, I want to try and make this. But like I said, my biggest worry is doing it wrong and offending someone. So
offending somebody.
my goal now, it affects it in a sense where I research it. I do a little bit more research and just making sure that, like, if I am going to try and come off with some sort of any type of thing, that I'm coming at least a little correct. And then I just try and cover my ass with explaining, like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to figure this out. So,
you know what, you make a great point. And it's funny because like, I literally am so overconfident with dealing with hate comments, and one of the reasons is because if it has to do with anything with food, like, I'm gonna crush your soul. Like, that's just my mentality, because there's no way, like, and I know that sounds so cocky, but in all honesty, I think there's a difference between competence and, like, cockiness. And unfortunately, I have put everything I have into becoming a chef and being a chef. So that means I have done so many hours of research and so much time in the kitchen. And, you know, in Casey, I'm sure you feel the same way on certain topics. And it's funny because some of these people that are, and I feel bad sometimes, because 60% of my comments are like really good. People have like real genuine questions. Then you have like a percentage of people that just like have no idea what they're talking about and just there to spew hate. But it's funny because sometimes you get these questions when you know that somebody doesn't know what they're talking about. And I use this as an example. But I used to really dig into hate comments and like respond back. But it's funny because I don't know if you know David Nujian on Instagram, but he responds back, "You're right," on the comment. Just, "You're right." And just,
you're right.
I was like, dude, that is the fucking best.
No,
and so I started
my favorite one is to just be like, when they're just assholes, I just like to say, "Do you feel better about yourself now?" You know what I mean? Like, do you feel do you feel better now?
Yeah,
like, you got it
that's
out.
a good one.
Do you feel better now? Like, that's just my favorite one to say. And a lot of times they're like, "Yeah, I actually feel great." And then my comeback to that is like, I would challenge you to explore why you need to say these things to feel better about yourself, because that's just sad. You know what I mean?
You're so right, man.
Or I'll just say, like, Google, why do I need to judge other people? Like, and then like, it's just, if you Google that, it pops up and it says like, just cause like I'm judging myself, or I'm like jealous of something or whatever. And I judge them because it's a reflection of my insecurities, right? Or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like,
well, I mean, it's true. And like, I almost have empathy for all of these, you know, these haters, but at the same time, it's like, you know, now I'm at a point where, you know, my community just buries them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%. That's
like you could see if you see any negative comments. If you see any negative comments, because here's the thing: I put more time and effort into the people that are some of my OGs, and they literally, like, if you see somebody make one comment, they usually end up deleting them. And if you go through my profile, listen, bro, like my following, like they'll just. Even if it's a couple, there's a couple diehard motherfuckers in there that are just like, you don't know what you're talking about, but they eat them up.
Best. That's when I feel like I won. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like the real win is when it doesn't affect you, right? The real win at the end of the day is going to be when you don't let it bother you. That's a lot easier said than done, though, right? That's going to be the real win, though. But the next best thing for me is when they delete the comment because they just got like shit on.
Yeah,
and I'm just
they
like,
got crapped on.
Idiot. Yeah. One step even further, one thing I started doing with some really bad hating comments is I'll screenshot it. And I started making videos with that comment like pinned in the video, the whole video. It's like embedded in the video. And then, gosh, this sounds really petty. But then I go to look at their profile later, and they like deleted their profile or they changed their name or something because it was just that bad. Like everyone went in on them, right? And I'm just like,
you're like, I put P in the I put a capital P in petty.
Yeah, dude. Like,
totally
and it's like, good. I hope you do, But it's like at the same time, it's like, that was a little too much sometimes. My biggest worry too is like, what if someone's like really down and like really out, and that's the thing that like kind of pushes them over the edge. So that's where I was like, hey, I need to kind of like step back on that and maybe like kind of chill out because I don't want to like ruin someone's life, even though they're like basically ruining mine for a couple of minutes that day. But anyways,
KC looks for the negative comments and he responds immediately. He doesn't even wait.
I really do.
This is his face when he sees a negative. Oh, you fucking hate me? I'm a bitch.
I'm like, let's go right now, literally today,
right away,
Philip.
Right away.
So I was at the laundromat today. I opened the TikTok app because obviously we opened TikTok. 7. I'm like, okay, boom, record. Oh yeah, okay, boom, explain. Next one, boom, record. Oh, we can talk about this, blah blah. And the best one, Brandon, I didn't tell you this. Somebody from Massachusetts, 15-year chef, fine dining, called my set shit several times. I'm like, oh, let's debate like right now. Nothing. Haven't replied in 7 hours. I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
Damn, man.
The thing too is
somebody,
like,
it's
one thing to debate that or to get into a debate with someone that is a professional too, that knows their shit well. I would even just challenge them even one step further. I don't even debate. How about you make a video and show me how to do it then?
Exactly.
Oh,
right?
yes. Make a video, show me how to do it then, right?
Next time.
Yeah.
You know what? You make a great point. You make a great point, and I am gonna stand by that nowadays. I'm gonna say, hey, make a video, duet this, make a video. My duet's on Stitch, make a video. And you know what? You're 100% right, Philip. I think you put your money where your mouth is because I've had some chefs that where they don't really question me on my page, but like they will, like I've gotten a DM or two from some chef. I forgot who it was, but see, that's the thing. I don't have enough bandwidth to like hold on to the negativity. But it's funny because I remember what it was. A chef reached out to me, and because my wife is white, okay, she's white. I'm half black, and I made a COVID joke, and I was like, hey, can you do this skit with me? First of all, she didn't want to do it. She's not a big TikToker. I'm like, hey, just hold this yogurt and just feed me, like. Pass me this yogurt. I need to have you in the scene. Pass me this yogurt. I'm gonna eat it. And it was like, I was wondering why I thought I had COVID because my wife's, I thought I had COVID because I couldn't taste the food. Yeah, and but then I realized that my wife is white, and so, dog, this chef reached out to me.
That was a pretty good one.
He's like, yeah, it was hilarious, and he's like, I'm glad you think it's okay to make racist videos, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, hey man, it was just a skit. Like, this is honestly a skit. It's yogurt I'm eating. It was just a joke, as you can see in the description. But then we went back and forth about like where is your training, blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, hey, let's go. And so that's why I pinned the video with my training and what I'm in my pedigree, because you know what I think, like, and it's not to be cocky, it's not to be, but it's yes. Yes, look at my credentials. You should check everybody's credentials before you take advice from them. Like, here's the thing, Philip, if I were to ask you for your videography credentials, bro, you would have the list. I had my own company. I did this. I've been filming since, you know what I'm saying? There's like background. Like, if you, like, that's why, and here's another thing is why Casey and I became friends immediately is because, Philip, in the beginning, God, I know I say this all the time, don't I? Shit,
It's
sorry,
okay.
Casey.
It's okay.
He commented on one of my
Phil doesn't
videos.
know.
He's like, hey chef, that plate looks good, but I think it would have been better on a color plate or on a white plate or whatever. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, you're fucking right. You're right. It would have looked better on this. And I immediately followed him, and he would comment on certain things, but we would go back and forth, and we had a constructive criticism, but it was ideal because that's what professionals do. You know what I mean? And Casey and I are yin and yang with our careers. I went the Michelin route. He went the corporate chef route. And I think that's really important because, it doesn't matter. Like, and I try to tell people all the time, like, you don't need to be a chef. You don't need to be a chef to cook. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, bro, I swear to God, I know some home cooks and I know some cooks that will outcook some of the chefs that I know. You know what I'm saying? And what a lot of people don't realize is I will guarantee that you can take some professional chefs and put them in a home environment and they would be lost.
They can't do it.
Yeah, it's two
man.
different things. And you can take a professional. I mean, we can get really debatable on this too. But like, what would you consider like a personal chef, right? Like they're really good at cooking and everything, but then you put them in a kitchen environment where there's like, X amount of, I don't know the terminology, but like covers or whatever coming in at once and everything, and they're going to just be overwhelmed. Right. So it's how do you, it's all different, and it's all a different environment and a different thing. And yeah, what's funny is I had sushi just the other day, and we always sit at the counter. I was getting drunk with the sushi chef, and I was just telling him how, I want to stage at some places because I just want to work on my just technique. I just want to learn. There's some specific things that I want to learn from different chefs in different restaurants, but the big things too are just kind of like how to do things more consistently, and then also like food safety, and then timing. Like another one is timing. That's really difficult for me at home when I'm making a bunch of different meals that cook at different, not meals, but dishes that cook at different times. Yeah. How do I get everything to finish at the same time to where when I plate it, everyth's hot, it's fresh.
There.
Yeah. So like, that's like one of the big things I want to learn. There's all these little things that I want to just kind of work on at my own house. And yeah, so that was one of the things I was talking to him about, trying to stage, and he was just telling me, he's like, about his experience in the restaurant. Sorry if you can hear this helicopter, but
you're good.
He's like, dude, I'm here like 16 hours a day. You know what I mean? Like I'm here 7 days a week, except for, Tuesday. But even on Tuesday, I'm here just doing shit, that maintenance in the kitchen or whatever, right? That's not necessarily cooking, or I'm handling orders, and I'm babysitting all these kids. You know what I mean? Like he's talking about his staff, right? And it's funny, like this one of the chefs comes up next, or like cook whatever they're all sushi chefs come up next to him asking him for something. And he like turns around and he's like, "Can't you see I'm fucking talking right now? Like I'm in the middle of a fucking conversation," right? And then he's like, "Oh, sorry." And he goes back to his station, and then he finishes his sentence with me. And then he goes back and hands him the stuff and like pretends to like, that's just a relationship too. It's like it's a weird relationship they have too. Like he was an asshole, but jokingly, and at the same time, he's like, that's just his mentality. It was just a joke, but like he was pretty stern with it. But then when he brought him the thing that he was asking for, they kind of like joked it off after. But yeah, just the environment in a restaurant just seems so crazy that I was just like, fuck, I don't know if I want to work at if I would want to stage or work at a restaurant and just be like in the fucking way, or like get overwhelmed. Be like,
that's why
staging is fun.
You know what I recommend for people is like, and especially young cooks, is like, because I think sometimes staging kind of doesn't do you any justice, because staging, you'll probably end up just picking herbs or cleaning stuff. And so what I always recommend, I don't recommend this for you, but for the young cook, like I always recommend, go get the part-time job. Keep doing what you're doing, but go get a part-time job, get paid, because then you're going to be held accountable, and then you will actually have work to do as a prep cook, dishwasher, doesn't matter. And for me, it's kind of like, I agree with you, Philip. It's like, I was just telling on our last podcast, I was telling Beanie Cruz, this is like, I worked so hard to get to executive chef and chef de cuisine and run a restaurant, but then I realized like I was barely cooking, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just
you're managing.
Just putting out fires all day, man. And like, dude, it became miserable, but at the same time, it was very fruitful, because I got all the credit most of the time. Oh, chef, this is amazing. This tastes great. I love this tasting menu. This is amazing. And the thing is like, what I realized is I missed like the cooking aspect of it, like the actual cooking. And so like now what my page is about doing things I've never done before, but like, thank the Lord. Like, here's a good example. I just made panettone, the bread, panettone. It's very difficult to make. It is. So when you're talking about bread land
big,
and
like
baking
Italian loaf with shit inside. Yeah. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no. But you're right. It's like, this is expert level shit. Expert level.
Yeah.
It took me 5 days, total 60 hours. And let me tell you something. I was so happy with my first loaf, man. It's not ideal. It's not like sourdough Duffy's, but like, it is actually amazing when you have the skill and the technique behind knowing how to manage the process. Yeah, exactly. Because like, a good example is like, oh, go ahead. But like, a good example, KC, is what I was talking about was like, for the video thing, like, dude, I had to go to YouTube and search, man. I had no idea. I didn't have anybody to hold my hand or mentor me.
Oh, I'm with you.
And it's crazy, man. Yeah, it's crazy because like, here's the thing, man. It's like, I've been right now with my job, I'm so grateful because I have so much time to do other things, and it's crazy. But like, so Philip, what I was saying is like, now, like a good example is like being a chef. Like if I'm going to try a new recipe or if I'm going to like create something that I've never made before, it's really easy for me to like put the things together and change stuff, And a good example is that I made on YouTube, I made a banana cream pie. And when I went to go finish it, my meringue was off. And it's funny because like I was like shit, and then in the video I said, you know what, this is a great example. My meringue is not good, but I'm still going to use it because I'm at home. I'm not like serving this to anybody. I'm going to use it, but there's 3 things that could have happened. 1, I didn't I over whipped my egg whites. 2, I didn't heat up the sugar enough. Or 3, and then I left it at that. And then in the voiceover, I went over, I watched the footage, and I didn't bring the sugar up to the proper temperature. And so it's funny because being a chef, you realize, okay, I know I made this mistake, but here's how to fix it. And that's where a lot of home cooks and a lot of young chefs they miss that missing link, right? Where they take a recipe from the internet that God knows who made or tested, and they try to make it and something comes out fucked up. And guess what? They have no way to figure out how to fix it or what is wrong. And what a lot of people don't realize is, and I try to tell people this, listen, the recipe is just the blueprint. You as the cook need to bring the soul to the recipe. And I love sometimes, and Casey, I'm sure you do this too, sometimes like if I want to make something, I'll look at a bunch of recipes and then I just make my own recipe.
Yeah.
And
I do the same exact thing. Or sometimes there's just stuff in there I don't like that I'm like, oh, I'm just going to sub this out for this. Or I don't have sugar, but I have like maple syrup, you know what I mean? Or agave or something, right? So like, crap, I didn't have brown sugar, you know what I mean? But like, maybe I can just do this for that sweetness for this thing, and just see how it comes out, and maybe it'll come out weird or different. But like, it is, I don't want to go to or the other thing too, is like some of these recipes, you got to buy like this one big thing for a teaspoon of it. And it's like, dude,
you don't want that.
Never going to make anything else with this, right? So it's like, I'm not even going to go use that. I'm just going to use fish sauce instead of, that thing, right? Or whatever, right? So,
dude, it's so crazy. I have so much shit in my kitchen. I literally use for 1 3-second shot, and that's it.
Yeah.
but
to get in. Oh, go ahead.
No, but the advantage is I have a really good outlet for it at work. So for me, I have a really good outlet.
Must be nice, Brandon.
Yeah.
One thing that I want to kind of talk about too, that I kind of want to get your guys' input on is like, so we have different types of chefs, right? That do different types of levels of cooking or whatever. Like, I struggle with like, how do I want to present myself online as like a cook in the food content realm? So you watch a lot of food content creators. They're all a little different, right? You got someone like H. Wu. I'm not sure if you know Hyunwoo, H. Wu. All of his stuff is very well. It's very like, it's almost like the fine dining of, like the food content creation space, right?
Yeah.
And then you got like the food porny people who are just throwing like a spicy hot Cheetos into a burrito, right? But it's like they're just making like food porny type food, right? Or sandwiches, or it's not even like anything good. And then you got people that are just personalities that their food looks like shit, and it just looks really bad. Like, you just know it doesn't taste good, right? But they have 3 million followers because they're just like a personality, right? They just show up, they're funny, or they just waste food, whatever it is, their niches, right? But there's all these different spaces of like food content creators, different, like, I guess you could say like I don't want to say levels, but more like
sections, like different
sections or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm trying to figure out, like, because I feel like yours is like fine dining too, right? Where it's like it's professional level food.
Yeah.
That you're creating content for, so people can consume that. They probably would never make that, right? They're not gonna make this sugar nest and you know what I mean, this sort of thing, but they just enjoy watching you because it's something entertaining, right? I'm just trying to figure out, like, which direction should I go? You know what I mean? Do I just?
So you know what's funny, Philip, is I was extreme fine dining at first. Like, I'm sorry, like I went fine dining and then I realized my engagement was so freaking low, dude. Like people would just immediately click away. I would only have like a small percentage of people actually watch the video. And the thing is now I've completely strayed away for the most part for fine dining, but I almost miss it. Like I'm talking like ultra fine dining. I'm talking about like 3 Michelin star level type stuff. And I went a month with just posting like super in-depth techniques and garnishes and this and that. And like the engagement was so freaking low. So now if I just see something I like, I add it to the content schedule. Whether it's, look at this. The cream spinach and artichoke dip that I made, right? Like this is so, like in the professional chef world, this is like so generic. Like we would never serve this. It's not something that we do, but it's very American and I'm not gonna lie, I fucking love it. It's so delicious. But I saw David Chang make it and I'm like, damn, that looks good. I wanna make my own. And I made it, dog, 500,000 views. Crazy. Yeah. And it's like, it literally took me, 15 minutes to shoot. But what I realize is people are genuinely interested in the way I would make something or the way I would make a certain dish. And so now my shit is all over the place, man. And I try not to put myself in one of those categories, but what I try to do is really just make things that I'm passionate about and then hopefully somebody would like, right? Like, you'll see, like I have, like if you go down like, come on, Twinkies. I just made Twinkies the other day. You know what I'm saying? And like the reason why I made them is because I was thinking about things from my childhood, and I remember my mom was like, "You're not eating, this is garbage." I brought a Twinkie home from my friend's house, and she's like, "This is poison. This is poison." So I couldn't have them in my house. But as a kid, I thought it was so delicious. And then as I got older and I became a chef, I was like, "Damn, I need like Twinkies are garbage. They taste like shit." And so that's why I made my own version that were just delicious. And so I know we got about 5 more minutes, fellas, but KC, what realm do you fall under as far as content creation?
I was just gonna mention to Philip. I think if you just keep on doing what you're doing, because you're in a tier of its own. I think you're the elegant. You're already you're videographer first, food chef second. I'm gonna say chef because you manage your own. You have a whole space. You're literally a building as a restaurant. You're the guy there, right? My space, however, I'm sporadic in my brain. I will post whatever it is, whether it's I make a 2-second congee or I'm making a drink or I'm replying to all hate comments. That's my space. I'm the everything guy. So I think it doesn't really matter at the end of the day, as long as I'm happy. For me, yeah, that makes me happy. I'll post that. Any hate comments, more than welcome to. Let's go. I'm all for it. But when I'm shooting, though, obviously I'm always learning. The main goal is to learn, first and foremost. So when I look at your videos, I'm like, shit, I'm going to take that shot right now. I think I can replicate it, and I'm going to try it. And as a chef, that's how our brains work. Let's see if I can improve on something. I'm pretty sure Brandon will tell you the same exact thing in terms of cooking. It's like, oh, shit, I didn't think about that. Maybe I should try that next time I'm making it, that particular recipe. So I think that's how we're going to move into this space eventually. But again, it's not my main source of income. And Brandon has mentioned this too on the space. So we can post generally whatever the hell we want and still make monetary on it. And can I also just mention real quick, I know, Phil, you're very pro at it. I appreciate you muting your mic for the noise, but I can edit that out. Not a big deal. So I appreciate you.
I'm in an apartment complex next to like a fucking freeway.
I know it. I got it. I actually just showed Brandon how to remove background noise. Yeah, fairly easily. Yeah,
because on the side, KC is a rock star. He's a rock star, dude. He is.
I don't say that part.
Hey, and where's our intro, dog?
I'm working on it.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Seriously, I'm working on it. So I had my drummer slash bass player. We're working on a couple of two like syncopated things. So eventually it'll get released. But I don't want people to know just yet. You know, I just like maybe I shouldn't.
Real quick, can I back up on something real quick before we go? I wanted to like, especially for people that are listening, I wanted to just kind of mention that like, I think a lot of times people think they need to have a large following to make income off of food content, right? And it's not true, right? Like I don't have a very large following on, I mean, even before, like when I was getting brand deals, when I got my first brand deal, I only had like I had less than 5,000 followers on Instagram. I don't even think I had a TikTok yet. And I think I was sitting at like 4,000 on YouTube, which is a lot, but it's not like XK, right? It's not like 200K, 10K, whatever K, right? Like it wasn't a lot. And every single person that hit me up for brand deals straight up told me that they didn't want to hire me because of my influence. They wanted to hire me because of my skill set. They liked that I can cook on camera, which is a skill set, right? They liked my video production quality, which is a skill set, right? Like the ability to film and edit a video, that's a skill, right? They liked my production value. It looked like a commercial, they said, you know, that they liked that quality of the video and that I could talk to the camera, right? Those are all skills that, except for one, that isn't even cooking. You know what I mean? And if you want to be a content creator and make money off of it, those are the things that you need to know is how to make content, right? Yeah. So, and then the cooking is like the bonus. And like I said, like I'm the perfect example of someone that doesn't know how to cook. I mean, I can cook, but I'm not professionally trained. I'm just learning, but I know how to film, you know, and I get all of my income because they like my videos, you know? So if you can just hone in on your craft and your presentation and your video abilities, you know, you can make it a thing. I just am in the process of signing a really large contract with a brand that is going to make, I'm going to make twice as much money as I would pay as my salary for like 18 TikTok videos. Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's awesome. You're so right, Philip, and I want to piggyback off that. So I get so many brand deals down the email, and I got to one point where I just, you know, I don't like creating sponsorship videos, even though I leave a ton of money on the table. Like, and I'm going to start doing more of the ones that I feel really good about. But I agree with you 100%. There's a big thing for all the youngins out there, whether you're in video creation or social media. Their companies are starting to realize that instead of paying a marketing team or a video production team thousands of dollars to create a commercial for them,
hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, exactly. It's easier to pay micro influencer, I'll say, quote unquote, a couple $100 to shoot them a video that people are going to be more engaged.
Yeah. Well, the thing too is like they don't even like. I'm not even posting the videos on my platform. I'm making the videos for them to post. So I'm making them assets, right? Like I don't have to show my face. It's really, they just want to see their products being used in making dishes. And they're using those assets so they can post them. So they didn't have to rent a commercial kitchen studio. They didn't have to hire staff. They didn't have to hire a filmer and editor to do all of these things that I can do in my house. So I think that's the thing. Like, it's not about the following. It's not about I'm not even posting it. So that's even more proof that it's not about the following. It's about the product that you're able to deliver to those brands so they can post it. And so that's the kind of the big thing I want to try to get people to know. It's like, you don't need to have a big following. You just have to be good at what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And then just focus on those things and focus on just making good content over and over and over again. And then you can turn it into a full-time gig, even if you have
100%.
One follower, you know?
100%. And you know what? It's a good point. And I also want to say is, you know, if you are looking to make money off of sponsorship deals, then keep your content clean. Because if not, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And
I even blurb out my bad words because I say bad words all the time, but I blurb them out just to be safe.
Because honestly, I'll just use myself as an example. I have so many brands reach out to me, small brands, emailing, Amazon products, but don't even get me on the spices. Oh my God, it's ridiculous. The amount of people that want to send me spices is crazy. And the thing is what I realize is, if you have to keep that family friendly content, because then the brand would want to associate with you. And people that I feel bad because I don't know if you know Hood Meals. You ever heard of Hood Meals? Yeah, like you watch these videos and they're like, we love Hood Meals, but at the same time, dog, if he tries to sell you anything food related, it ain't
From
happening.
that kitchen. Yeah,
No way.
I'll pass.
And he I'm only saying this because he made a video about it. The air fryer company that he uses doesn't even sponsor him. Do you know how many people offer to send me free shit? Like send me this free air fryer, this free air filter, these saute pans. Just use it. We don't even want a video. Just use it in your video. And I deny it because I got too much stuff.
Yeah,
I got too much stuff. And it's like listen, I only do videos that I like that the Analon X pan that I did the video for. They love the video quality, and I'm telling you right now, if that is the most important thing, is if you want to make videos for brands, they're straying more away from iPhone videos and into not commercial shot, but like professional videos.
Yeah, well, they don't want it to look like an ad either, right?
Yeah,
because then it'll come off. Especially like because I've worked with bigger brands too, where they gave me the script for the video, and I told them straight up, I was like, this is gonna flop. Like this isn't gonna do good. Because the second I'm saying, hi, I'm Philip, and today I'm gonna introduce you to this thing, it's out, right?
Yeah.
It's like, no, show me the food, right? Or like if I start saying like, and this uses this type of technology to make this perfectly crispy fish every single time. It's like, dude, no one talks like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's not real.
So, Philip, it's funny you say that because I was about to lock in a deal with this huge salmon company. Because I was like, hey, you know what? I need to partner with the salmon company. This is great. I like using this product. I use it already. And they're like, okay, great. And then we started talking, and then all of a sudden they sent me this fucking 2-page book of the scripted videos, and I'm like, yeah, this is not gonna work for me. Sorry. And they're like, oh well, you don't have to say it exactly. And I'm like, no, I don't.
I'm not doing it.
This is not for me. I'm sorry, it's just not gonna come off right. Like, I'm not gonna read from a script. I'm gonna freestyle it. That's what I do. If you don't want that, it's cool, but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that because. And then they just try to come back and like try to negotiate, and I'm like, no, I don't care about the money. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to sit here. I don't want to work for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be in partnership with you, and I will freestyle it, but like, it just doesn't come off genuine. So, for me, but hey, I wanted to ask you, have you ever used some of your previous videos that you have shot for clients as leverage for the new deals? Right?
Oh,
like,
yeah,
do you have
100% all the time.
Like you have like a file, say, hey, this is my previous sponsorship deals, or these are my videos I shot. Because I'll say it right now, the truff videos you do, they're the best. They're the best out of all of them.
Yeah, they're the best ones, exactly.
They're the best. The truff videos you shoot and edit for them, they're the best. They are the best. I've seen all of them, and they are the fucking best.
Truffs is the best company I've ever worked for in my life. They don't tell me to do shit. They're just like, here's some money, do whatever you want.
Yeah,
they don't give me any input.
Sick.
They don't give me any edits. They're just like, we fucking love it. They post them. I wish they would tag me, Truff. That'd be great. But anyways,
don't. Cut it out.
Okay, I'll edit out. I'll cut that.
We both stopped you.
no, not that. But it's just like, I'm just getting so busy right now with like work that I think it kind of goes in line with what you were saying earlier, where like, you don't want to do that. And it's not that I don't want to do content for them anymore. I would work for them for the rest of my life. If I stopped shooting food content, I would actually want to work for them as an employee, because their work, like, I don't even know what the terms are. They're amazing. Their company is amazing. And anyways, I'm just getting so busy right now where I have to start focusing on my brand again. And, the working for other brands is great. It's a great way to make income when you're first coming up. But now I want to start focusing on my own brand so that I own the product. I own the thing. Like, you wanted to
100%.
You know what I mean? So that way, that's going to be my transition going into the next year. So I'm locking this deal with this huge company that wants to do 18 videos. That's, I could knock that out in, like, it's basically 1.5 videos a month. That takes me 2 days to shoot. I have the whole rest of the month that I can just focus in on the things that I want to create for my business. So that's going to be really my goal going into next year.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, see, I want to do the same thing. I want to have the apron. I want to have the chef knives. I want to have the product. I want to be that. I don't want to, that's why I'm saving myself, man. I only like the big brands. I feel bad because Truff reached out to me as well, but and they sent me some stuff, but I just like, it's my personal preference. I just don't like. I'm not a big fan of truffle oil, like scented things, because growing up in the chef world, I remember there was a phase in time where everybody put truffle oil in everything.
Yeah.
Like it was just absolutely, especially in Las Vegas. And I gotta be honest, it's an edible cologne. It's not like But here's the thing. Here's the thing, man. Like it's a personal preference for me, but it's just funny because I was like, I was just honest with them. But that was the first mistake like I made as far as a content creator, where they sent me product in turn for a video, and I kind of like backed out of it, but I was really honest about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I didn't know, but now I'm really smart with it.
Nah, well, I think that's fair though, because it's something that you don't genuinely enjoy, and you're just protecting your own self too, right? You don't want to come off as like recommending something that you don't genuinely enjoy either, and I got respect for that,
Yeah, and it's funny because like that was like the first mistake that I made as a like content creator. You know what I'm saying? And like here's the thing, like I'm in talks with this company for this vacuum machine, and it's like a budget friendly vacuum sealer. And the thing is I'm like, listen, I need to test the product. If you're, I need to test it before we do anything. Give me 2 weeks to test it, and trust me, I'll put it through the ringer. Like, but if it's no bueno, I'm not going to sell it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it's funny because like, I think it's better to do that than just take the couple G's or whatever it is that they want to give me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would rather do that.
Yeah. What's funny is like I'd never even tried, I don't think, truffle anything until I tried the truff stuff, and I fucking love truffle. I was like, holy shit, I love it. So I actually love it, but I've had it so much now, like I can't do it all the time now. You know what I mean? Especially when I have to make them like X amount of videos a month. It's like, dude, I ate this like 3 times this week. Like I need to like chill on. I need to chill on the truffle, but the oil, I think, is a game changer for me because you can do that on anything. It's not like you have to eat the same pasta sauce or the hot sauce all the time, So I can kind of dabble with the oil, which is great.
Yeah, and see, the thing is, for me as a chef, I've been spoiled by, like, in especially the last 4 years of my career, by having real truffle, white and burgundy and black winter truffle in dishes and creating dishes and layers. And so I know what true truffle tastes like, and I know how to create truffle dishes that will blow your mind, that don't have a drop of truffle oil in them. And that's okay. It's just like when I was in Las Vegas and we had truffle fries, and one of my sous chefs would put a half bottle of truffle on there, and I thought it was repulsive, man. And I made him cut it. I was like, took 10% olive oil and 10% truffle oil, 90% olive oil. And guess what, man? Guess what? We went back to the straight truffle oil because that's what people like. So it's not about me. It's about the consumer.
It's about the guest.
Yeah, true. Yeah. I think you can have way too much truffle oil, though. I don't know.
I've seen people destroy dishes before.
Yeah, but what's funny is I had black truffle for the first time recently too, and it was not like truffle oil. It was actually like
correct
a lot. Yeah, it was like more. It wasn't as crazy, And I was like, damn, truffle oil is almost like concentrated truffle. You know what I mean? It's like really intense.
Question then: did you have it on a hot dish, added on, or did you just have it shaved and zested? And tried.
I shaved it. I seared scallops for the first time. I shaved it. I actually just ate one, and I had it at like room temp. But then I put one on a seared scallop, and then I ate that, and it was different. And then for the rest of it, like I bought a truffle, and I was just trying different stuff. I made like a porcini pasta, and I shaved it into the hot porcini pasta. And then I was like, what the fuck am I going to do with the rest of this truffle? And it's been like a week. I'm just going to I just microplaned it all, and I made a compound butter with it. I put truffle oil. I put some truffle oil in the butter too, because I felt like the truffle was just so like not as much. Plus I feel like I just got old, and maybe it just wasn't there anymore.
Question, what type of truffle was it? Was it a burgundy truffle, summer truffle, or a black winter truffle?
It was a black winter truffle, I want to say, because when I cut into it, it wasn't even white. It was more like a tan. Black? Yeah, like dark tan, black almost. Like now more like brown sugar.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool, man.
That was the first time I've ever even held a truffle. I remember I bought them in Seattle. I went to Seattle for an event, and then there was there was a truffle shop there. They said we just got these in, and I bought one. And I remember like a day or two before we were leaving, I was like, "Fuck, I don't even know if I can bring this back to Hawaii, like, because it's like agricultural stuff." And it just smelled like everything smelled of truffle. So I put it in my thermos. Like I have a little hydro flask. I had it in a plastic bag and I put it in there. I was like, gosh, I hope they don't think I'm like smuggling drugs. Like, yeah, I made it. It made it.
Cool, yo. Hey, look, I was just about to say, Phil, we can definitely tell you're passionate about it, right? So if you ever make your way to Jersey, or I'm pretty sure Brandon will take you too, you're more than welcome to come to a restaurant and just have at it.
Dude,
I'll put you through.
We should plan a trip,
straight
man.
up.
We should link up.
No, straight up. I would.
Well, the next time you come to Cali. The next time you come to Cali.
I'm gonna be out there. I'm gonna be out there in 2 weeks, actually, on the 22nd to the 30th. But we're doing the holiday family thing. I tried to link it with you last time. Sorry, I was just such a tight schedule.
No, I get it. I totally get it. Yeah, holiday is a little rough for me too. But anyway, hey, listen, this was awesome, man. I'm really glad we got to talk. This was such a great show. Casey, I don't know how you don't drink any water, bro. He doesn't drink nothing. Bro, I got.
Have you not seen me? Have you not seen me? I've been eating. I've been drinking okay, you can't really see because it's blurry, right? There's a little software filter going. But I've been snacking while y'all just kind of chatting away. Right. Also, I have like 7 petty comments to reply to on TikTok.
All right.
I've been saving it up.
All right, let's wrap it up, man. This is so much fun, Philip. Right. I'm so glad you came on. Make sure you guys go follow him. This was dope, man. Let's do it again.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. This is great.
I'll make sure to link Philip's all his links down below so you guys can check him out. Also, the most awesome video creator on TikTok. My opinion, Phil. Like I know you don't want to hear it. You could just plug your ears, but I'm tooting your horn right now. Really awesome stuff. The way you're doing, and it makes me also proud that you're Filipino. Also,
let's go. Hey, real quick, if anyone ever needs help, man, just shoot me a DM. I'm always open to helping people. I really love doing that. And going into this next year too, I am going to be doing a lot more how to shoot cooking content, and that's going to be like my transition. I'm coming out with a course on how to shoot cooking content.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, so I have actually multiple courses. Yeah. If you want to just do it as a cook from your house with a phone, if you want to take it to the next level with the DSLR. And then you also have like your foodie person who just wants to go out and shoot other people's food at restaurants and stuff. So I'm coming up with a bunch of different courses on how to do that.
Yeah, if you want me to make a testimonial for it, I will, because you helped me out a lot.
Yeah, I'll send you guys a link to the course. You can download it and have it. You guys can give it a try. And I'll make an affiliate too.
Video series.
Yeah, because I'll for sure stand behind you, man. I will fucking make a testimonial. Straight up, because you really did help me.
100%.
Yeah. So if anyone needs 100%. Help, though, just hit me up in the DMs. Like, and if I have time, like, I'll full blown, like, I'll walk you through it. With on a FaceTime. That's what I did with you, right?
Yeah. That's what you should do, man. Philip, you should fucking do that. That'd be great.
That should be your other content. I was just about to mention, like, videographer reacts or videographer helps you out live. Dude, that could be such a hit, and you'd be like the perfect candidate.
What I love hearing is people's pain points. I love hearing people's pain points, though, and figuring out what they're having struggles and hard times with. And it gives me ideas for content. Like, I can make a video about that, and I can show you exactly how I do that or overcome that or deal with that, right? Like white rice. Like, how do you shoot things that are white that you're about to throw into a plate or onto a pan, right?
We got to go. I'm about to pee my pants, so.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much. Again, links all down below. Other than that, have a good one.
All right, y'all.